Your success depends on the passion that's burning inside you every single day. You should not need a calendar to switch to another number for you to get motivated. If you're waiting for that to better yourself, if you're waiting for that to inspire, to be passionate, to grow, then you are setting yourself up for absolute failure.
Like that, like this. Hey, yeah, sorry, I'm up here.
Just about 8 minutes away from the top of the order. We'll get underway at 11 o'clock this morning with our Holiday and Horses CSI4 Star Grand Prix presented by ArthramidVet. ArthramidVet is a trusted name in veterinary medicine around the world.
ArthramidVet is a trusted name in veterinary medicine around the world. A joint injection that delivers cutting-edge treatment that improves joint health in horses and dogs, including both early and late stages of synovitis and osteoarthritis. Learn more at www.arthramid.com. Brain Juice, the #1 natural daily brain supplement, is a proud sponsor of Wellington International. You can find Brain Juice products at Wellington International's concessions or online at www.brainjuice.me. Be mindful, be present, turn on your brain. Dover Saddlery is a proud sponsor of the ESP annual circuits. Visit their Wellington store or visit them online at www.doversaddlery.com/Wellington. Welcome to Wellington International. We're here for the $200,000 ArthramidVet CSI4 Star Grand Prix. I'm Ellen Sweetnam, and we are here to look over the class today. I'm here alongside Hallie Grimes. And thank you, Hallie, for joining us today.
Anytime, Ellen.
We will run through a class today. We have over 40 in our class today, starting with some of our returning from our Grand Prix qualifier, as well as our speed yesterday. This class today will run in reverse order. Daniel Blumen won our Grand Prix qualifier, so he will go last in our course. Some notable riders in today's class. We have Carla Merwini aboard her new mount, entering back into the ring. Thomas Joffrey coming back from his summer in Europe to us. Brian Mulgrew returning on his long-term Senior Nations Cup partner, coming into the ring also, as well as Jimmy Toronto, our winner of our speed yesterday, as well as Delaney Flynn aboard her Nama Mia, very up-and-coming rider, several wins to her name during the summer. Sarah Happy returns into the ring also, and of course our winner of our 3-star Grand Prix our 3-star Grand Prix during Pre-Charity Week, Alex Granato. Some other mentions are Chloe Reed comes down to us from Ocala. Margie Ingalls aboard Deacon's comes into the ring, as well as Rene Dietmar coming from his tour in Europe, as well as Olympic gold medalist, silver medalist Ken Farrington. Next, we will look at the course plan, kindly sponsored by Palm Beach County Sports Commission. We will start at the far side of the ring with our Kubota Oxer at 1, 7 or 8 strides down to the Brain Juice vertical at 2, rolling back around to our wall at 3 with the Ariane standards at each side. Then it is a left-hand turn back to 4. That is our sponsor of today's class, ArthramidVet's triple bar past the in-gate. Then rolling back to fence number 5, a big square purple oxer down to 6 strides down to the Bain Bridge triple combination at A, B, and C. Then a right-hand roll back to the Perfect Products vertical at the far end of the ring. Nice 4 strides down to Dover Saddlery Oxer at 8. Then just bending left down to the Palm Tree double at 9A and B. 5 strides down to the Equine Tack and Nutrition vertical at 10. Rolling back then to our Brain Java vertical at 11. And then a nice 6 strides down to the double at 12A and B. And then lastly, over number 13, the Chess Oxer at the end of the ring. Time allowed is set at 78 seconds. We have a really exciting course ahead of us today. Really good lineup and a very exciting lineup ahead of us for this course. Hallie, you got a chance to look at the course. What do you think? Any lines you think that stand out, people will find difficult?
Yeah, I think the beginning is a bit of a scope test. The end is a bit of a careful test. You really need to be able to extend your horse in the beginning and collect them at the end. The combinations are all difficult, but I think the riders will appreciate there's a much better approach to the wall than there was in the qualifier, so that won't be as much of a factor.
What's your opinion on the standards on the side of the wall? Do you think that will help people a lot?
Absolutely. It's a lot easier to get a horse to the wall when there's standards there, because they can't really duck out to either side off the ground. So if you've got a horse that's a bit spooky at the wall, that'll be a big help.
Yeah, for sure. And then just riding down, it seems like a course that everything comes up super fast. There's not so much time to, gather yourself if something goes not to plan. Is there anything, throughout the course we have 2 doubles and a triple combination? Definitely something that he put in there purposely. Is definitely going to catch some riders out. Watching his courses throughout the week, is this his style? Is it all about just keep rolling throughout the whole course? There's not much time to gather yourself?
Absolutely. I think when you're looking at a 4-star level like this, a stacked start list, I think you're looking at a course. He doesn't give you any breaks. Every jump is a question in and of itself, and you really have to stay on the ball, especially at the end. You have a horse that's maybe rolling a bit, maybe a bit tired, and he's really asking you to not only keep their attention, but keep the power underneath you.
If you had to pick a bogey fence in the course, what would it be?
The plank off the right turn. Aside from the combinations, I think you're coming out of the triple, so the horses are all going to have to stretch for C. Mm-hmm. And then that already is a very difficult turn, and it's 4 strides on the backside. So I think that that plank is going to be really difficult because of all the factors around it.
Is it tight off the bend back to that?
It's extremely tight, and like I said, if you don't regroup your horse from the back of the triple, you're going to be in trouble.
For sure.
Or if you get the plank done well, but maybe not on the right track, then the following oxer is going to be a problem.
And you think that line, if you come off too dead after that plank, you really have to push down that line to get that oxer?
Yeah, if you're either too direct on the track, the 4 is going to be dead, you'll have the back rail of the oxer. If you come too direct on the plank, you'll be too wide, and then you'll be on a whole extra stride, or you'll just swim in 4. So I think that's quite a factor.
And you think this course, a lot of it you could have walked, and you could have walked the strides. Is this something that you think people write off their eye, or is there a lot of just counting the numbers?
I think it's rider specific. There's a lot of places that I would choose to write off my eye, just because I'd rather, like that plank for example, you'd rather focus on getting the 4 done rather than the striding on the backside of the combination. But that's really just a personal decision.
Yeah, very interesting. Thank you.
Here we go.
Our first one is walking in. First into the ring will be the USA's Brian Cunan aboard Armic. This is a 15-year-old gelding by Hermitage II.
We've watched this pair for a long time. They know each other inside and out. They're good together. They're definitely up for this task, so I'll be interested to see what choices he makes around the course for this big horse.
Yeah, this combination jumped during our 3-star Prix charity week here, and also jumping throughout the week together. Brian, of course, as senior rider, has jumped on Senior Nations Cup teams for the US, so is no stranger to this ring or a big class like this.
Walk 7 strides.
Came up really nicely for him down there. But it's still important when you're coming to a wall, even though you have the standards on both sides, is just to make sure that you're square to it. Some may look into the gaps that are in the middle of it also.
And he's also got the Liverpool just there, so they might look into that as well. That was beautiful. Oh. You're so flexible in there.
And then it's just all about regaining your canter and collecting yourself before coming back to this plank.
Exactly. That's one of those places where he might psych them out with the time allowed. The 4 got long for him.
Because the time allowed has been something that people have had to watch all week.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, he doesn't really give you a lot of options to make up time throughout the course.
Mm-hmm. You have to know your horse and know where you can make that up. Yeah, that 5 gets a little bit flat, and I think he just didn't quite get the power of his horse. That's where I was saying at the end it becomes a careful test.
Yeah. And then especially because that coming back to the plank, to the Dover, it's, you had to push a little bit down that line.
Yeah, and that combination there, they're really going to have to sit for B, the vertical, and then they're going to have to keep all their focus to clear the last fence.
Yeah, just picking up the 16 false there for our first into the ring, Brian Kernan aboard Armic. First in, Hallie, thoughts?
Yeah, it's a difficult course. I mean, Brian's seasoned, the horse is seasoned, and it's tough. A lot of gymnastic exercises there at the end, and listen, I think he did all the right striding, but maybe, you could snug up the 4 and slow down a bit more in the 5, and yeah, it's a tough course.
It'll be interesting to see what our second competitor into the ring does. Will Simpson, of course, a very experienced rider, jumped on several Nations Cup teams. He's aboard Armagh, 11-year-old gelding.
He was very successful here, 3-star week, wasn't he, Ellen?
Yeah, he had a really good 3-star week. I think he was first and second in our speed class.
That's just 7. It's not going to be much of a factor. I think maybe a smaller horse would do 8, but...
And it seems really smooth for him. He didn't even see have to push down it really.
No, not at all. It's really nice how he did that turn. And then he sets up the 8 beautifully. He's not slowing down to the wide oxer. That way you can put the horse back in the box for the triple combination.
It's just important to keeping that energy underneath you while you're also adjusting, right?
That was really nice. How was Brian's time?
He was 75.86. Our time allowed is 78.
Definitely learned in that 4 stride. And gets the horse squared up to this combination. It's really going to have to sit him up.
Do you think, so you walked it as a 5, do you think there's an option there to do a 6?
Yeah, on a smaller horse, most definitely. If I was riding my small horse Caroline, I would definitely attempt the 6.
Because that's a big vertical at number 10.
It's huge. And it walks a tad flat. So you almost want to let them run off the combination and then hope that you can get them back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was beautifully ridden, but...
Just picking up the 4 falls there in a time of 75.64.
It's really just the one mistake.
Yeah. You think it is something he'd look back at and maybe have considered going down in the 6?
To be honest with you, I can't quite see it from where we are. I don't know. It looks like a big strided horse, I think.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, like, I'm not sure you can always go back and change it.
Yeah. So just the 2 of them, both in 75 seconds, so time doesn't really seem to be an issue.
Yeah.
But really good job. Our third into the ring will be Tanner Crockin on Kinmar Quality Hero. His combination jumped our qualifier, of course, then to qualify for today's class.
Tanner, I know, thinks the world of this horse. They've had a lot of success together. I think he's changed the bridle today. I think the horse was just a little bit cold to the bridle in the qualifier, and he's got so much scope. It's a bit difficult for Tanner to contain him. But okay, we're only on jump 4, but it looks a lot better today. That's a difficult line on a horse like this, and I thought Tanner managed the track really nicely. He's just going to have to slow down here. Nice. Oh,
just picking
he
up
came back
bar.
so nicely for B, just landed a little dead for C.
That's like the catch-22 of coming into a triple combination,
100%.
though, isn't it?
100%. Just going to have to get this horse back in the box. Oh. Nice. He did that really nicely.
So that's really like a good way to judge riding that line, is to leave them flow a little bit and then being able to bring them back, a couple of strides out from that big vertical.
Absolutely. And like I said, Tanner's horse has a big stride and a lot of power. So Tanner has the advantage that he can start slowing down earlier than a lot of people. Managed that last line very well. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, really unlucky there. Just the 4 false there in a time of 77.41.
Yeah, good thinking on his feet, changing the bridle. Looks much better. We're going to see a lot of this pair in the future.
Yeah, it was really, really nice round. Just still unlucky there with that fence.
Yeah. I mean, I think the horse got so careful at B in a beautiful way, and he just ran out a little bit of power.
Really nice there for Tanner Crockin. Our next into the ring is Caroline Morwinny aboard Hallier. This is owned by Caroline herself. Newer mount for her. Previously jumping at a 5-star level over in Europe with Lawrence Kent's. So, newer round coming into a big 4-star here.
Yeah, this is a great horse, and Caroline's a great up-and-coming rider, and we watched a lot of success with Lars, and I think the horse suits her style as well. She's definitely not jumped that many classes at this level, so I'm sure she's excited to jump today.
Caroline, of course, a seasoned rider. She had a very successful junior career. Now stepping up, working with Jessica Mendoza. I believe jumped on the Major League Tour as well this year and a bit of last year also, so working on stepping up the ranks.
I believe she won this morning, didn't she? The Amateur Classic with Stella La Vista.
Oh, I think so, yes.
She just got a little direct on the track there. Yeah, I just had the front pole because of it. Whoop. I think there you're just seeing, again, their new partnership. I think in the future she'd go just a bit wider there. She'd get the 6 done better, and then the mare would clear A of the triple. It's not a big mistake to fix.
And do you think the time is in her brain also? The fact of, you know, maybe this is a slower moving horse.
Yeah, I think it's hard, you know. I think she's ridden a lot of hot horses, and she just got off Stella La Vista. It's tiny. And I think she maybe just misjudged how wide she would have to go. But she did that 5 beautifully. The mare jumped great there. Just got away from her a little bit. And then has B. Yeah, I think you're just seeing small striding mistakes on a horse that she doesn't know very well. I think it won't be a big learning curve at all.
Just picking up the 16 jumping there on the one time for Callum Rowinnie.
Yeah, just need to get to know each other. It's not a big fix.
And just that back to that big purple oxer, just using the corner a little bit, you know, bending out a little bit more, less of a direct line. But as you said, it's a new partnership. They're getting to know each other. I'm sure this is a, you know, just a learning round, trying to gain experience together.
Absolutely. And like it's a difficult track and, you know, growing pains.
Yeah, exactly. Next, we welcome Thomas Joffrey into the ring aboard Thursday. This is a 10-year-old stallion by Tyson out of Flying Louis C. This combination jumping over in Europe this summer and now coming back to us here in Wellington before the WEF season ahead.
Yeah, Tommy's doing a good job with this horse. It's nice to see him jumping at that Senior Nations Cup level. He's jumped a couple Nations Cups here with the likes of Cadora and Fantasy, and did a lot of riding for Missy Clark and John Brennan, and there you see him utilizing his track. Missy will be thrilled with that. Yeah, it looks great. It's great to see him doing so well over in Europe and riding these nice horses. It got a little long, but I thought he managed that quite well, actually, to get over the plank and then get the scope for the oxer. Whoa. He's going to have to manage this. Nice.
Rode really well down that line.
He's just going to have to make sure he closes the 6 up early. Doesn't want that oxer to get far away. Is that 7?
I think so. I think he just
I think
did
that was a
7.
great choice for this horse. He got the horse compressed, and then he got the scope. Oh, go on, Tommy. Nice. First
Really
clear
nice
round of the
there.
day.
There we go. Our first clear round there in a time of 74.10.
I think he managed that beautifully. That was really great to watch.
So
stallions like these, I think the compression there to the combination at the end was exactly what he needed. That was great.
4 seconds inside in our time allowed. So
Yeah,
very
nailed it.
well done, even though he did add the stride.
Exactly.
He just managed every corner, every bend. He rode them, but not too much, and just really rode a nice round.
That's a great partnership. I'm excited to see more of them during the season and in the jump off.
Our first in. We welcome Nikki Galligan in next, aboard VDL Nikita van der Lurak. This combination jumping during our 3-star pre-charity week here in Wellington International, as well as jumping during the week at a 4-star level.
They had a great jump off that week. He unfortunately was the fastest 4-faulter, but it was a really good round. Let's see what he can do today.
This horse tends to be a little bit hot, so it'll be interesting to see what he does around these lines.
Yeah, so there's the 8 for you. It was definitely the right choice for Nikita. Nikki knows this horse so well. He knows just how to manage her, and that line is such a domino effect, and I thought he did it so nicely, and a bit the same thing as Tanner. He just didn't quite have enough to get to the back of C. Yeah.
And then just after that the back bar, that triple combination coming down and then to the plank.
Yeah. It's like you said, Ellen, it just keeps rolling.
Mm-hmm. There's not much time
There's
to
your 6,
take a
Ellen.
breather. There we go. Did it beautifully.
Yeah, I did. This is such a funny little horse. I love her.
He rides her so well.
She's got her own way, but it works for her.
Yeah. Just running it.
Just maybe a bit tired today. Just the back rail looked like a bit of a stretch.
Just picking up the 12 false there for Nikki in a time of 74.44. So added here and there, but still nice inside the time allowed. Again, just like Thomas Joffrey, just, needing to go out when they went out, but not, using the ring too much either.
Yeah, made the right choices for this mare, certainly. Just, like I said, it's the end of the year, maybe a little bit tired, but we'll definitely see more out of her.
Next, we welcome Michael Walton into the ring aboard Blues RW. This is an 11-year-old gelding by Untouched out of Kathy Blue S. And Kathy Blue S is out of Choco Blue. Of course, a very famous stallion.
Sure.
Do you think down that line just a little bit too flat down there?
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe just didn't have him in front of the leg where he wanted him. That was nice.
Really nice down that line. Came around the bend quite nicely and then flowed down into that triple combination.
Yeah. Once you jump the triple bar, it's hard to change your destiny for the triple combination.
Yeah.
Six again.
Very nice.
It's a shame. Now he looks great. I think maybe behind the leg in the first line, and since then he's jumped great. Ooh.
Just running out of steam.
Yeah. Maybe just a bit tired. It's been a hot week.
Yeah. It's also, we have a triple combination and 2 doubles inside here.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
With a total of 13 jumps also. Kind of a lot for these horses jump around a big 4-star. Just picking up the 12 false there and 3 time false there for Michael Walton. Just a little bit flat down to 2 really, and then, but overall a really good round. As you said, it's been a long week. Big jumping for these horses. Next, we welcome Luis Pedro Baraban into the ring on Vasco 109. This is a 9-year-old gelding. This combination started jumping together during June of 2024, so just this summer, and has jumped up to top placings in a 3-star level in Tryon this fall.
So funny. I haven't gotten the chance to watch this horse a lot, and I was thinking he looks just like Vigo, and turns out he does. It's an excellent sire. This horse looks really great. Oh, that was cheap. He jumped that beautifully.
As you said, the approach to the oxer before the triple was really nice. Came off that triple combination or triple bar very nicely and set that up really well for himself.
It's one of those things, when he watches the video, I wonder if he'll want to change the ride, because it's hard to pick that apart. Just, it's one of those things.
Part of the sport.
Wow.
Just unlucky they're having the second part of that double down.
Yeah, that looks like a really cool little horse.
Total of 8 falls there and a time of 77.40, so just inside our time allowed there of 78 seconds. Overall a good round though, just unlucky that cheap rail in the middle of the triple combination.
Yeah, it's only 9 years old and it's a tough course. We'll definitely see them back.
Yeah, for sure. Really nice there. I'm sure it's a round that they'll be happy with, something to grow from and, you know, really move on to the next level, come back to us during season.
Definitely.
Next, we welcome USA's Brian Mowgry aboard MTM Viva La Rive. This combination is a long-term combination. Jumped on Senior Nations Cup teams together. Winner of the 3-star Grand Prix in Silo Ridge this summer. This is a 15-year-old gelding.
Watched these two for a long time. Brian's had this horse since he was 7. They've done a lot of great things together. He definitely was the horse that brought Brian up to this top level. He got quite sick about a year and a half ago, and Brian's done a great job just taking it slowly with him and allowing him to come back to this level, and they look as good as ever. It's good to see. Like a walk in the park for him.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Made it look easy.
Absolutely.
The horse is so elastic. He can just pounce and jump out of anywhere.
It's like a gymnastic exercise with
Yeah.
him. Yeah, that turn is just catching up with people.
And it's hard because you don't really want to add the stride, you know, to a big oxer then either. You don't want to be coming down
Exactly.
deep into it either.
Exactly. Really tidy there. Maybe thinking about being the fastest 4-faulter at this stage with only 1 clear. Nice. That was a shame.
Yeah, just picking up the 4 falls there in time of 75.48 for
And he
Brian
is the
Mowgry.
fastest 4-fault.
He is. Thomas Joffrey was our fastest so far.
That's
74
interesting.
second. Yeah.
That is an interesting, yeah.
Our only clear, but also our fastest. He didn't look so fast, but I guess he was so tidy everywhere.
He was. He was.
And he added in one of those lines, but yet I
I
guess...
think Brian did as well. If I didn't miscount, I think he actually did the same 7 that Tommy did.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I think that might be a good way to ride that combination. Just get them back a little bit.
Just unlucky there.
Yeah.
Next, we welcome Jadana into the ring aboard Caro W. This is a 12-year-old gelding by Costellan II out of Annabella. This combination jumped the World Cup qualifier in Toronto this fall, as well as following the Major League Tour this year, picking up top placings there. So a seasoned partnership has put in some wins together. Jad, of course, training with US gold medalist Leslie Howard. And Jad, of course, a very fast rider. It'll be interesting to see what he does here. And definitely one to watch if he goes clear to go and just jump off.
That came up exactly how he wanted. It's really good. Taking his time there.
It's interesting watching people's tracks. He seemed to go a little bit wider.
That was a shame.
I
He really
think your
tried to set
bogey
that up.
fence is our bogey fence in the class.
Yeah. Maybe I cursed them.
And he seemed to go a little bit wider back to the plank. It just kind of depends on how you land off that triple bar, really, right?
He really was thinking about it and trying to set it up, and it just didn't work out for him today. They're the same with Liverpool.
Just coming home on the 8 falls there for Jad Dana and Caro W. Overall seemed like a really nice round. Kind of from the plank onward, it got a little bit, not as smooth after the plank. But overall, a round you think he will be happy with? Just unlucky?
Maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow. I think, they're just 2 big verticals, and I think Leslie and him will definitely work on that at home. But, I mean, it's a good partnership, and it just wasn't their day.
Next, we welcome Abigail McCardle aboard Olympia van de Ekenhoff. This is a 10-year-old mare by Elvis Terpoot.
It's a really fast combination.
Yes, for sure.
So I think it'll be interesting actually to see how Abby manages the approaches to both, or all three of the combinations with her, just to make sure she's jumping through her whole body. That was really nicely managed. Up and over.
Just unlucky they're having the middle part of that triple combination down.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit flat at A and then it caught up to her. Maybe. I mean, it's just... At this point, it's delicate details.
This course is a big course. Our course builder really is out to test at the 4-star level today. As well as being big, it's very technical. You know, you don't have much time to think about anything.
No, and everything sort of leads to the next fence. Ooh, just a little too deep there. And then recovered and jumped the combination really nicely.
Yeah, recovered very well.
She was good to cop on there.
Just having the 8 false there for Abigail McCardle in a time of 75.99. Just those two down there.
So
the triple combination, you really have to look at your approach to the ArthramidVet's triple bar. Like, that's really where you set up your line to come down that related distance back to the triple combination.
Exactly. You really have to manage the track appropriately because there's not that much room to scramble and change once you're in there.
Because that triple bar is at an angle already, so it's kind of carrying you in to go to the inside of that oxer.
And it's right next to the in gate. So depending on the horse you're riding on, depending on the turn, it's either going to shoot you wide or it's going to shoot you in. There's not, it's hard to make it on the track that you want. And it just depends on the horse. Like, this one's really big and big strided, so she'd like to catch the triple bar on a bit of an angle towards the tiki hut. And that way she'd be a bit wide in 8, and she's not having to run to the triple combination.
Yeah, exactly. This is Genevieve Meyer aboard Oscopy.
Or just leave out a stride. That looked great.
Didn't even look like she left out a stride.
But then she can box the horse to the triple, and he jumps it like a gymnastic exercise. That was really beautifully done.
She adjusted back very, very well.
Yeah.
I feel like we've seen different people ride that plank several different ways, but yet there's not a perfect remedy to it.
Yeah, I thought she did the whole line to the triple bar so beautifully, and this horse is just so scopy and so big strided. Maybe she would have liked to really reset a little bit more, but it's hard to say she made an actual mistake.
That's the joys of the course today. You don't have so much time to readjust and take a breather. It's just the next fence coming up.
7 again. Yeah.
Just picking up the 8 falls there for Genevieve Meyer.
Seems to be the score of the day, isn't it? Yeah. It's a tricky horse out there for sure, and you know it is reverse order from the qualifier, so I'm sure we'll see more clears towards the second half. But yeah.
As you said, she rode that line, and we were talking about the triple bar to the oxer as she was starting her course. She rode that beautifully, and the triple combination came up so nicely for her. It's just interesting to see, you know, some people are coming a little bit tighter to the plank and having it down. Some people are taking their time and going out. It is really the bogey fence in the course, as you said.
We might just see 7 again with this next combination.
Oh, yeah. Jimmy Toronto is in next on Chewbacca HCC. Jimmy, of course, our winner of our speed yesterday. As you said, this is a big strided horse also.
This is a great horse. He's definitely a bit funny, a bit odd in the mouth, but the jump is spectacular.
And Jimmy knows this horse very well. He's had him for years.
Came originally from Mario Delorier, and they sort of collaborated, and Jimmy has the ride, and he is jumping today. So we'll see what his plan is here. Setting it up to go a bit wide, it looks like. Yeah, stayed on the 8. Oh. Chewy there just got really nice, careful off the front rail and didn't quite make it to the back. A bit the same mistake as Tanner's horse, but different in the course. Different place, rather. Ooh, gave it a rattle, but it stays. So much scope.
It's so nice to watch.
Yeah, he jumped that skinny really nicely out of the 5. Jimmy did well to get 7 done there. It's difficult on this horse. Nice. That horse really maintained his power throughout the whole course, which I think, like I said at the beginning, is very difficult to do.
Yeah, for sure. Just picking up the 4 false there in a time of 77.50 slots him into 5th place as of now. Do you think that line is something Jimmy will look back at and wonder, should he have done the 7 down there to that oxer?
It's like I said, the horse is a bit difficult in the mouth, so I think you never know if it's going to come up like the combination there at the end where he did 7 so beautifully, or how it's going to come up. He definitely set it up to go wide. I think maybe 7's an option in the future, but then you run the risk of not getting him back for the triple combination.
It's really catch-22 to choose what to do down into that oxer before that triple combination.
Absolutely.
Next, we welcome Delaney Flynn aboard Mamma Mia. Really nice down there too.
Absolutely.
Delaney riding for Windsor Show Stables. This combination, very experienced together, have a lot of ring time together.
She was really able to trust the scope there at the triple combination, and horse really responded. Just gonna have to box 6 here. Nice.
Really, really nice there.
Really nice. I think she met A exactly as she wanted, and then really helped the horse through the triple, and the mare really responded. She's jumping great today.
Yeah, really, really
Looks
good.
really
that
good.
plank was beautiful, the way she rode it.
That was beautiful. Oh. It's hard to see from this angle. Maybe a hair deeper than she wanted if you want to split hairs.
It's just unlucky there.
Absolutely. Seven was perfect for this horse.
She rode that beautifully. She's really unlucky.
That was a really good round.
Just picking up the 4 falls for Delaney in a time of 77.60, slotting her into 6th place. A cheap rail.
Yeah, I'll say. I guess I mean it's coming right at us, but I think so.
She rode the line before it so beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a fence we've seen come down yet today, but
yeah, the ride from the triple to the plank, she really mastered.
just unfortunate they're having the 4 falls for Delaney Flynn. Next, we welcome USA's Natalie Dean aboard Concalma. This is a 11-year-old gelding by Costello out of Be Happy.
Sorry.
This combination jumping in Europe this summer.
Natalie, fresh off a win last week in Riyadh with the GCT team Iron Dames. That was great for them. First year as a team. This horse was no stranger to those competitions. And you see her back to Wellington this week. All over the world.
I think she jumped here during the 3-star.
And then flew to Riyadh.
And then flew to Riyadh and then flew back to us again.
Honestly, that rail just looked a bit cheap to me. This is such an elastic horse. When she puts him together, he gives her such a great jump.
That plank was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And then she knew exactly once landing off the plank that she had to, land and go down to that oxer.
Exactly. Ah. Walk 6. Haven't seen that in a while.
Really nice though.
Yeah, and then he comes right back for B.
Just picking up the 8 falls there for Natalie Dean on Concalma. I think the theme of today is cheap rails.
Yeah. I mean, it's splitting hairs. so difficult to make sure you've done all the jumps correctly, and a little deep there, a little long there. Yeah.
We welcome in our 16th to go, still standing on just our one clear round so far, Thomas Yofrey. But as you said, this order is in reverse of our Grand Prix qualifier. So top placings will be at the end of the order today. But next we welcome Spain's Francisco Goyaga aboard Scacado Cornet.
This horse is only 9 years old. Paco has a couple really good 9-year-olds that he's sort of coming out in this 4 and 5 star level, and he had a lot of success this summer, and it's good to see. Jumped the wall beautifully. He did that so nicely. Ugh.
Another cheap rail.
Maybe just wanted to slow down. He did the 8 so well. Maybe wanted to slow down a little bit more, and to be picky. But like I said, this horse is only 9. Probably one of their first classes at this high level. Ooh.
Just not coming up the way he wanted there. Also something in that vertical there, our ring is surrounded by white banners, and those standards are white, so it's definitely probably something some of those horses are looking at also.
Yeah.
Just picking up the 8 falls there.
Did good to put him back together there at the end and give a positive ride.
And even after having the triple combination down, he came back to the plank beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the horse is able to have the fence but keep going, you know, carry on with the course and not be flustered by it, which is really nice to see.
Yep. Coming along really nicely.
Our
to see that one as a 10-year-old.
Yeah. Our 17th to go is Elise Oken aboard Fosteral. This is a 10-year-old gelding by Dondardo.
She's jumped a lot of really good rounds with this horse, you know. Jumped on some 3-star teams for the US. Jumped on some World Cup qualifiers together. Looks really good. It's a really nice match. Trains with Marcus Beerbaum, and I think he's here this week. Should be glad to have him on the sidelines. Nicely done in the 8.
Seemed to jump that triple bar at a bit of an inside track.
Yeah, this horse is quite small. And so she was actually able to go in on 8, and she managed the pace beautifully through there. I think right now you're seeing result of a long-lasting partnership. They just know each other so well. That's what's so important jumping these courses. And the plank again. It's such a difficult jump to jump.
And she really had to push down that line down to the Dover Saddlery Oxer.
Yeah. Now she's going to have to put him back. Excellent.
Really nice down there. She's just getting a little bit hot, but she's doing a really good job of managing it.
I loved how she did the last line. She really manipulated the track so she could keep the power underneath her.
Just the 4 falls there in a time of 75.30. Her, at least being our fastest 4 faulter as of now. Still standing on our only clear.
Wow.
So Hallie, your bogey fence of the plank definitely seems to be coming true.
Yeah, I curse at the commentator, as they say. I gotta stop doing that.
Next, we welcome Sharon Wordley into the ring on Champion League, of course. Seasoned Nations Cup rider for New Zealand. These two jumping at a top level together. They jumped the 4-star Nations Cup here last year. Pair spent the summer in Spruce Meadows in Kentucky, and jumping up to a 5-star level in Spruce Meadows this summer before coming back to us here in Wellington.
This horse came from Abby Michon, who we're going to see later. He's had him for about a year. Just a bit bloody, so it'll be interesting to see how Sean manages. It's a lot of talent, a lot of scope, but he's just got to manage all that power. Really clever there.
Really beautiful down that line.
The horse jumped that so beautifully.
You can see his tracks. He's going out quite wide to this.
Really wants to set it up, and did it.
Beautiful.
He managed the track so nicely there. He didn't have to push it all in
No.
for. Now the horse is still with him for this combination.
They're so unlucky.
Maybe a little far away. Maybe. Second half is such a careful test. After you open them up and get them the scope at the beginning, and I think it just caught up to him a little bit.
Because that plank to the oxer, it's a flowing strides down there, so you have to keep going with it.
Especially coming off the triple combination.
Yeah, and then it's just, as you said, a careful test of how much you can get them back and how careful they are.
Mm-hmm.
Just picking up the 8 falls there for Sharon Worldly on Champion League. We welcome Sarah Siegel into the ring next on Bornal de la Foncombe. This is a 13-year-old mare by Tinka's Boy. Sarah began riding this horse during WEF of 2024, previously ridden by Maria Pilgrim in Europe. Combination jumping up to a 3-star level in New York this summer. To stepping up here to the 4-star level today.
It's a really nice match. I know she really loves this horse, and definitely go together. Trusted him so much there. And there again, beautiful. Really nice.
That seemed easy.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like she really just trusts this horse, and they let each other do their job. She rode that line perfectly.
That oxer came up beautifully for her.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a rub, but stayed up.
Yeah, and then she did good here after the rub to make sure he was going to clear the vertical. Nicely done.
Really, really nicely done there.
Oh,
no.
no.
Just a one-time fault there.
Oh, that was a
Sarah
shame.
Siegel.
But that was a beautiful round. Their first 4-star together. Is that what you said? First 4-star together was really beautiful. I think that's a great partnership. They just suit each other so well.
That was really, really nice. They're just picking up the one-time fall. So we're still only on our one clear, Thomas Joffrey. And we welcome our 21st into the ring. That is Conor Regan, aboard Manchester. This is a 12-year-old gelding by Quintum Delarive out of a Chelsea mare. Conor started taking over the ride from Maria Demotte in 2022. Several placings together. This duo are very fast jumping in both Michigan and New York this summer. Conor, of course, a seasoned rider here in Wellington, jumping both our qualifier and our speed this week. I believe it's his first week back to us here, jumping in Wellington prior to the WEF season ahead. watching everybody's tracks coming down to the Oxer, it seems like many people are going in the same line.
Yeah, just too much momentum there. The 6 got a little bit forward and he was never able to slow the horse down.
And then it's also all about collecting back towards this plank.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting him back in the box for this. And
that plank is really our catch-22.
yeah, I think he's going to call it a day.
Yeah, just a
It's
wave
not-
of the hand there for Conor O'Regan.
Not typical of this pair, so
Just retiring there for Conor O'Regan on Manchester. So definitely a tricky course. We only have our one clear so far with 21 after jumping.
we only have one left before the drag.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
But as we said, you know, it's an order is set in reverse order of our winners from our Grand Prix qualifier. So, you know, you'd expect more clears to come in the second half. Not saying they will, but kind of looking like it today. But it'll be interesting to see what people do, especially people who have been able to watch the first half of the course. They know exactly how to ride the course is an interesting way of putting it, but like the plank, how would you even ride that plank?
They
It depends.
understand the tough questions.
Yeah. Next we welcome Sarah Happy aboard Oscars A.
He's had this horse for a while. He's got a great way of going, big and rangy and all the scope. It just looks so easy for this horse. She can really trust him for those 2 jumps. She's just going to want to get him back here. Great.
That was really nicely done.
Yep. She did a really good job of letting him do it, you know. She wasn't in his way.
And came nice and wide to that plank. Really beautiful so far. Just looking at the time also.
Box the 7 really nicely. Yeah, I'm worried about the clock.
Yeah.
Jumped all the beautiful jumps, but
Really, really nice jumping there. Just picking up the 3 time falls there. But a beautiful round. Did a really good job. That is our last before our drag break here in the first half of our $200,000 ArthramidVet Grand Prix here at Wellington International. Just the 1 clear so far. Thomas Yofrey being our clear round today. Just a clear, 1 clear round there so far, Thomas Yofrey. We do have one time fall, that is Sarah Siegel, and then Sarah Happy, as we just saw, just had her 3 time falls. Elise Oaken being our fastest 4 faulter so far in this first round. It's just Thomas Yofrey giving us that clear in the first half of our $200,000 ArthramidVet CSI 4-star Grand Prix. Thank you very much for joining us. We're just going to do a quick touch-up of the surface before welcoming our second half of our class here. Just give us a few minutes. We're going to touch up the surfaces and we'll be back ahead of our second half. Thank you.
I'm an athlete, but I don't play with sticks or balls. My equipment breathes. It has a heart and a mind of its own. My equipment has good days and not so good days, and it's my job to be okay with both. Because my equipment works with me, not for me. In the saddle, our hearts sync and we become one. My equipment is my best friend. I'd do anything for my best friend. Ask your veterinarian about ArthramidVet for joint health.
I believe in goals. I believe in dreams. I believe in passion. Your success doesn't depend on a calendar. Your success depends on the passion that's burning inside of you each and every single day. You should not need a calendar to switch to another number for you to get motivated. If you're waiting for that to better yourself, if you're waiting for that to inspire, to be passionate, to grow, then you are setting yourself up for absolute failure.
My first goal when I decided to be a professional is to become like the best horsewoman I can be. It's really important for me to find the balance with my family, with the horses, that is my passion. Work with the horses every day to do what I love. I used to have like one passion was the horses, and now I have two with my daughter. So I really want to have this balance in my life. I'm Marie Ecart, I'm a professional show jumper representing France, and I'm Lola's mom. Be mindful, be present, turn on your brain.
When the stallion comes along, you must ship it. The trip is near or long, you must ship it. When something's going wrong, you must ship it. No, ship it. Interstate, international. Let's get it straight. Ship it good. It's not too late. Just ship it. Any day. Just ship it. Ship your horse today.
Elite Horse Transport. Just ship it.
Welcome back to Wellington International. We're here for our $200,000 ArthramidVet Grand Prix. Just a one clear so far in our ArthramidVet Grand Prix here. ArthramidVet is a trusted name in veterinary medicine around the world. A joint injection that delivers cutting-edge treatment that improves joint health in horses and dogs, including both early and late stages of synovitis and osteoarthritis. Learn more at www.arthramid.com. I'm Ellen Sweetnam and I'm here with Hallie Grimes. Hi, Hal. We only have our one clear so far, which is Thomas Yofrey. Thomas put in a beautiful round here. A very fast clear also, in time of 74.10.
Tommy rode beautifully. I think he showed everyone that the 7 to the final combination is really going to get the horses in a good position to jump it. The stallion jumped great for him today, and he was really on the money. This course is a lot about line and track, because it's sort of a domino effect, and Tommy was just on it from jump 1.
Really, that line there from the big square purple oxer down to the triple combination, he rode that beautifully.
Back to the bogey here.
Yeah.
You can see it comes through the turn and then just asked the horse to sit off the ground, and the horse really responded. Yeah, did that really nicely. And then we also had Sarah Siegel and Sarah Happy. Happy birthday, by the way, Sarah Happy. Both jumping clear over the fences. Sarah Siegel having 1 time fault on her first 4-star Grand Prix on that horse was very impressive. And 3 time faults for Sarah Happy. But Tommy's the only one who did it clear over the fences and inside the time allowed.
He rode it beautifully. It's really a round that people are probably looking at, seeing where he made up time, as well as, rode the lines perfectly. Obviously came out with our only clear so far.
Yeah. So in the second half here, reverse order from the qualifier. So I think you're looking at riders who had 4 faults or less in the qualifier. Some more experienced combinations coming through. We've got some really exciting 9-year-olds coming up with Playboy, with Akayu. We've got some really cool horses coming through. And then they're at the end, the top 3 from that qualifier, Alex Volpe, Niall Nassar, and Daniel Blumen. So I think it will be an interesting second half now that they've all gotten the chance to watch the first. They know where the options are. They know where to save time. They know they're going to have to take care of the plank. So we'll see what they do with it.
Looking at this as a rider, that plank, what way would you do it?
Depends on the horse.
So on your horse, Mr. Tiny?
Tiny? I think I would really make sure I covered C of the triple.
Yeah.
That'd be a bit difficult for him. I'd come through the turn wide, and then at the apex of the turn, I'd really sit him back, and I'd almost add a whole stride. So I'd try to be wide so that I was direct on the 4, so that wouldn't be a problem on the backside.
That's really a line people want to come out or come around to that plank, but it's also then that distance to that Dover Saturday Oxer walks a bit long, so you have to land and push down it all, so it's a catch-22 to that plank.
And so that Oxer was the only place where you could say that Tommy was a little bit far away because he did take care of the plank so well. So then he really had to go for 4, and then Sarah and Sayer did the plank beautifully and unfortunately had time faults.
Yeah, it's really a catch-22. There's, as we said, the plank is our bogey fence we seem to have in this class, but there's no jump in this class, so you're like, oh, that's fine, or can be blasé too.
Exactly.
We welcome in our first after our drag break here is Brian Guttal Marteau aboard SNL Marlon Van Hekenoff. This is a 12-year-old stallion by Desire de Show.
They've been together for a year or 2 now, just putting in good rounds together and consistent. Brian's obviously won a bunch of classes in this ring with the likes of Viva Colombia. And now she's just focusing on that next group of horses, and Marlon sort of spearheading that effort.
Interestingly, this horse jumped at the Young Jumper Championships back in Lanaken in 2018. So definitely was an up-and-coming young horse. And Brian just bringing it over to the US and developing that career with it.
She did the 2 lines, the 8 and the 6, so beautifully, and he just clipped C. Barely. And then set up the plank perfectly.
She even had to take a little bit of a hole down to that oxer.
Mm-hmm.
Rode that really beautifully.
Love the way she did that. She got it done early so she could slow down at the end. And then just let the turn square him up there. Jump that combination nicely. She'll stay wide on the track so she has enough to get over the oxer. That was really a shame.
Really unlucky there. Just picking up the 4 falls there in a time of 76.36, slotting her into 7th place. Just unlucky at that, really. She rode those lines beautifully. Just having that back rail of the triple combination down. Just unlucky there for Brianne Gattal. Came down late also after she hit it. Didn't come down straight away.
Yeah, exactly. It's really the word of the day. Unlucky.
Yeah. But that's the thing with big course builders like here. You know, we really are being tested constantly. There's not one fence that stands out, bar plank. But, you know, there's every fence in this course that can come down.
Yep.
Next, we welcome Alex Granado aboard Helios van den Nosenhof. This combination were the winners of our 3-star Grand Prix here during Pre-Charity Week. A really fast combination.
This horse by numero uno. Great sire. Very fast pair. Successful here, successful in Michigan. Alex also obviously a very fast rider, but
yeah,
it's been good to see them come through. Ooh. Maybe just a little bit deep and a little bit slow there. Probably just thinking too much about the track on the backside.
That's the thing with this course. You're thinking about the next jump, but you really need to concentrate on the jump that's at hand also.
And then, like I said, it's really difficult to fix it once you've had a mistake in that line. But you saw the experience of Alex there. He got the 6 done exactly how he wanted it, and the horse jumped great in the triple. Got the plank done really nicely.
Rode that line beautifully. Really knew what he needed to do after landing from that plank.
He really carried that plank, or not the plank, the skinny, nicely with this horse. It looks like he's cruising to be the fastest 4. Still boxes 7.
Just picking up the 4 false there for Alex Granado in a time of 75.79, slotting him into 7th place as of now. For reference for our 4 falters, Elise Oaken is our fastest 4 falter in 75.30. Thomas Jofre only clear still, and putting in one of our fastest times of 74.10. Next, we welcome Charlotte Jacobs aboard Playboy JYZ. This is a 9-year-old gelding by Presley Boy. This combination were 5th in the World Cup qualifier in Traverse City this summer.
I think she's had this horse for about a year now. Great addition to her team. I think it was Rhys Williams that had this horse in Ireland.
Yes, he did. Did a really good job on it.
Yeah, did a really great job bringing this horse along, and he's such a great fit for Charlotte. Obviously, I think she's only jumped the 160 class, and it was double clear, and it's a good partnership. Wow.
The scope on this horse is unbelievable.
He's amazing. She rode that really nice. Slowing down into the triple. And that's how you do it.
She rode that beautifully.
This horse is so elastic and so powerful at the same time. She's taking care of this plank. Nicely done.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Distance
Probably did
limit
that
really
line better
nice.
than anyone before.
Yeah.
Did that like Brianne. Really nice.
Just moving up a little bit around the bend here.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Just coming home now.
Really nice.
Really, really nice there. Clear around there for
Half a
Charlotte
second inside the
Jacobs.
time. That was managed really, really well. Just using the time where she could and making it up where she could. I think she knew she was a bit snug on the time, so she was quite tight back to fence 11 there, and it worked out beautifully. I think.
Yeah. And these riders, they know their horses. They know exactly where they can make up time and where not to make up time. You know, she took her time to come around to the plank, but, you know, made up time coming back to that vertical at 11, trusting her horse to know that she can make up time and leave him flow into it really nicely.
That triple combination was something.
That was really,
That
really
was
nice.
so cool. That horse coming 10 next year. We're going to see a lot more of him. It's a really exciting horse for the U.S.
It was really beautiful there. And also guaranteeing us a jump off.
Yes.
Now we have a jump off. Good
There
job.
you go.
So our two clears so far, just Thomas Joffrey and Charlotte Jacobs. We next welcome Michael Morrissey into the ring on Incento SA. This combination were third in the American Gold Cup in Michigan this summer. This is a 11-year-old gelding by Candetto, 933. This combination got together during the summer up in Michigan and then just growing together throughout this season there and returning to us here in Wellington.
Ash Atkinson has owned this horse for a while, and he's just from the sideline sort of managed his career, and he rides him himself a lot at home, and it's been great to see this horse produce. The Gold Cup was incredible, and just the momentum again caught up there with him. Just maybe a little bit on the forehand coming in there, but such a good partnership, and we'll definitely see more results out of them.
Plan came up beautifully.
And did the 4 beautifully. Really nice. Managed that really well.
Everybody seems to be adding down that line.
Yeah, I think Tommy sort of showed them how to do it there, and they all agreed. Yeah, maybe I've been saying that to go wide there in the 7 to keep the horse's power, and I think maybe he just went a bit too wide there, just a little bit far away and barely clipped it behind. But another good round from this pair, and
Yeah, just picking up the 8 false there. Just unlucky there for Michael Morrissey and Incento. Next we welcome Elon Blumen aboard Akachu. This combination jumped our Grand Prix qualifier here.
I think Alon's had this horse for about 2 years now. He's done such a great job with her. She's only 9, and she's stepping into these bigger classes, and it looks like she has all the ability to do it. He knows her inside and out. I thought they had a very cheap rail in the qualifier, and I think we're going to see them at this high level a lot more.
For a 9-year-old, he's managed her really well over the past few years.
Really well, and she really jumps for him. She's not very big, but she has a whole lot of power.
Yeah.
He's going to have to really slow down in the 6 here. I think that's exactly how he wanted it. And then she grows at sea. That was great.
That was really nice. Had to push, but came up beautifully for him.
Mm-hmm. For a little horse, she's got plenty of scope. And he knows exactly how to manage it. He knows he has to slow down here. Nicely done.
And then just moving up a bit.
He wants
Just
to
like
get her
Charlotte.
square here. That was so nicely measured.
There we go, another clear.
And I think that's the exact same time as Charlotte, is it not?
I think so. Charlotte was 77.48. He's
Yeah.
77.46. So
Okay.
pretty much.
That was great to see. He's done such a good job. 2 very talented 9-year-olds moving on to the jump off. They've both been managed so well, but completely opposite types. That was really cool.
That's giving us our 3rd into our jump off of this $200,000 ArthramidVet Grand Prix. We welcome USA's Wilton Porter in next aboard Stern Mark III. This is a 10-year-old gelding by Staccato out of Enjoy. Wilton spends his summer over in Europe and then returning to us here in Wellington prior to the winter season. Just having that 4 false in the Grand Prix qualifier at the start of the week. Very nice to our turbo combination.
Yeah, Wilton dug in there and got it done. Nice. For this bigger horse, he gave him a little bit of room at the plank, and he responded really nicely. Now for the second half of the course, he's really going to want to put him back. He's going to have to take care of this 5. Nice.
Really nice there. Oh.
Stay wide. He just went for 6. And that was great.
Really?
I think he knew he was a bit slow, and he knew the horse was big strided. He knew he could leave one out.
Just picking up the one time fault there for Wilton Porter. It's interesting because Thomas Joffrey was clear and so fast. There was a time there we weren't really looking at the time allowed. And now it's starting to catch up with people.
I think that is almost a disadvantage of getting to watch the first half of the class. I think with these more experienced combinations, they can think that there's going to be a bigger problem than there is. So they might be taking a little bit more time. But Charlotte managed it so nicely, as did Elan. They gave themselves places where they needed it. And took care of the rest. But yeah, you're going to see that be more of a factor now that they know where the trouble spots are.
Yeah. Next, we welcome USA's Chloe Reed on crossover 4.
This is a cool pair. She's had this horse since he was 6, and she's really brought him along. I think they just trust each other so much. Oh no. Jumped a lot of good rounds together.
That's the second time we've seen fence number 2 come down today.
Yeah, I think she maybe just was wanting to have him in front of her leg before the wall, and maybe got there a little bit too soon, but I'm splitting hairs. That was really unfortunate. Jumps the triple like a gymnastic exercise.
Made it look easy.
Absolutely. She's been so patient with him. She knows there's so much talent in there, but she just had to take her time. He really jumps for her. Nice. We haven't seen the 6 in a while, and she knew the right choice for her.
Yeah, she's doing a really good job of keeping that pace. Just having the back bar of that Oxer down as well. Just the 8 false there in a time of 75.37.
Yep.
Slotting her into 16th place as of now. Just unlucky to those 2 jumps, really.
Yeah.
2 coming down late.
She did all the hard parts so beautifully, and then just, it's like you said, just got a little bit unlucky at those 2 jumps.
I don't know, is it better or worse having the bogey fences down and having other fences down?
I'd rather just have a fence down that I know what I did, so I can go home and work on it. It's really hard to have a jump down like Chloe did, where it's not really anyone's fault. It was just a near miss.
Next, we welcome Ansgar Holsker Jr. aboard Good Morning B. This is a 13-year-old gelding. Long-term partnership here. Very experienced horse.
Did that whole line really nice. Good setup. Really nice.
Really beautiful.
He's taking care of the time now. And then he slows down, puts the horse in the box, and gets a good jump at the plank. He's jumping these combinations really effortlessly. It's nice to see.
They're just moving up around the bend to this last line.
He's taking care of the time early. He doesn't want to have to worry about it.
Really beautiful coming down to our last oxer.
Gave it a good tap, but there we go.
Another clear.
And just a half a second inside the time.
Clear round there for Ansgar Holsker Jr. in a time of 77.51. So both Elon Blumen and Charlotte finishing in 77.46 and 48.
They're within 3,000ths of a second?
Literally.
Yeah.
But they got it done. That's all that matters.
No, it's just the three of them. It's interesting. They know where they can and can't risk it.
Yeah. They seemed to, all three of them, they used coming back to 11, they moved up coming back there, and then was able to add down to 12A and B.
Exactly.
And the plank also, they landed off the triple combination, moved up, but then collected themselves again.
You have to take care of the time in the first half of the course, because if you're worrying about it at the end, you might lose a little bit of careful.
Next, we welcome Alberta Michon aboard Joint Economist van de Noosenhof. This is a 10-year-old gelding by Cannabis Z. Just the 4 faults in our Grand Prix qualifier on Friday. If the standards weren't at the side of the wall, do you think that would have been more of an issue in this round?
It's hard to say. These horses and these partnerships are quite experienced, but it makes for it's not fun to watch a class when that is such a factor. You know, you'd rather see making technical mistakes on adjustability or line and track. You don't want to see a horse that has a bit of a wall problem just lose the class for no reason.
Yeah.
So I think it makes for much better viewing. And especially with the Liverpool air, it's a little bit of a blind turn. And listen, it was fine in the qualifier, but it's nice to have it be a non-factor in a more difficult course.
And there's plenty of other fences in this course for people to be looking at.
Exactly. And I think that's another thing you're going to see in this course building. Like, we've had a lot of 4 and 8 fault rounds, but I think we've had one retire. You know, I think that is a sign of a fair course, but difficult.
Yeah, exactly. Just picking up the 4 faults there in a time of 77.23. Good round overall, just unlucky. You know, jumping off that big triple bar. I know this oxer is very square, but people are also thinking about the triple bar beforehand, the triple combination afterwards. Kind of gets lost in the line in a way.
It is square, but it's also plenty wide. You know, there's a lot to manage there.
Next, we welcome Margie Goldstein-Ingalls aboard Deaconess. This is a 15-year-old gelding by Diardro. Long-term partnership of Margie. Margie, of course, one of the most decorated American riders out there. Deaconess is a big striding horse. Triple bar down to that oxer. We're doing 7 or 8, you think?
I'll tell you in 1 second. Looks like she's wide on the 8. Which was probably the right choice for him. Yeah, dumped that really nice.
You can see her just moving up here before approaching that plank.
A little far away there, but open over it and took care of the 4 really nicely. These two know each other so well. Deaconess knows where the poles are. He's always going to do his best. Like right there, he did such a good job. She said, "Come back," and he said, "Of course." Nice. Really nice.
Really, really nice. Our clear on there for Margie Goldstein-Ingalls in a time of 75.32.
There you go.
Another clear out.
Yep.
That's giving us a total of 5 clears so far. Thomas Yofrey being our first clear and our only clear in the first half of this course. Charlotte Jacobs going clear, Elan Blumen, Ansgar Holsker Jr., and now Margie Ingalls on Deaconess. Next, we welcome Sloane Coles into the ring. Aboard Ninja RW Vandermoornoff. This is a 11-year-old mare by Elvis Turpu.
Been really impressed with this horse lately. Sloane's really taken her time and they've done some really good things together. Seems to get better and better.
Had a really consistent summer this year.
Mm-hmm.
Then finishing off the summer with a second place in a 3-star Grand Prix in Silo Ridge.
She dug in there and got it done. And then managed the 8 nicely. Oh, just trailed behind a bit. Yeah. Once she had to really dig in for that triple bar, I'm not sure the horse came back to the balance that she wanted. But it looks like we've got it now. Nice there.
That was really beautiful. It's interesting watching that line because some people really have to push and some people are holding. Some people are just sitting there and leaving it happen, which is nice.
It's so horse dependent. And that's where I was saying it's almost an advantage not to watch for these more seasoned riders who know their horses so well. Set that up really nice.
Just finishing up there on the 8 falls in a time of 75.69 for Sloane Coles. Plank is coming down less in our second half of our course. Definitely something people were looking at.
Definitely.
Something they were noting coming into the class today.
You're looking at more experience as well, I think.
Yeah, of course, as we said, this is in reverse order of our Grand Prix qualifier. Next, we welcome Luis Fedro Lazabal into the ring on Bornice. This is a 9-year-old mare by Baloo Bellini out of Power Girl II. Luis competing at the Paris Olympics this summer on his other mount, Kandara. Still a relatively young mare to be jumping at this 4-star level.
It's another 9-year-old, no? Yep. Another 9-year-old. The time of year when they all start stepping up and it's exciting to see what we have.
It's nice to see the new string of horses coming in.
Had to collect there in the 8, but I think it was good for this mare. We'll do the same into the triple. Really nice. Oh. Spoke too soon.
Doing a really good job back in here. Just having that first part of that double down.
I think you're seeing... I would say this horse is a bit of a younger 9-year-old than Akayu and Playboy in terms of experience. And I think you're seeing that catch up in the combinations. Like I said, I think those are the hardest parts of this course. Looks like he's really having to manage this horse's power, which is going to be an advantage in a couple months. But now they're just figuring it out at this level. Yeah. Not a bad round by any means. Good building round.
Just picking up the 8 falls there for Luis Fernando Lazabal aboard Baroness. But as I said, 9-year-old building round, just gaining that experience, figuring things out together.
Exactly. We'll definitely see them back for the winter and, 9 years old and plenty of power.
Next, we welcome Germany's Rene Dietmar aboard Corsica CX.
These two are no stranger to the winner's circle. Suit each other so well. We've seen them win multiple 5-star Grand Prix.
This combination just picking up the one-time fault in our Grand Prix qualifier on Friday.
Yeah, jumped the triple bar great and kept that all the way through the triple. He's taking care of the time lap, but also setting her up here for the plank. Just clipping it behind. Chose to do 6 on this big mover, and I think got her back and focused. The risk of saying like broken record, that was very unlucky.
Just picking up the 4 faults there for Renna Dittmar.
Plank is so difficult. Where he's put it, it's on the very edge of the cups. There's not much holding it there. It's a brutal fence to jump today.
Next, we welcome Samuel Pro into the ring. We're now entering our clear rounds from our Grand Prix qualifier. We still have 8 left to go in this class. Standing on our 5 clears, Thomas Joffrey, Charlotte Jacobs, Elon Blumen, Ansgar Holsker Jr., and Margie Goldstein-Ingles. This is Samuel Perot aboard Tiffany Daoldi.
Samuel's an incredible jockey. I love to just watch him, and he does such a great job with this horse. There's a lot to manage, but he knows that she's talented, and so he doesn't mind. He's got all the tools he needs. Wow.
Just really getting her back.
Yeah. So he did 8 on the cross canter, and then he tried to do 7 to the triple. I don't know if he'd do it differently. And I mean to do 6, but it's like I said, this horse is a lot to manage, and yeah, I think he's gonna call it a day.
Yeah, just looks like a wave of the hand there from Samuel Perot.
Yeah, he knows that she can be incredible, and today's just not her day, so better to save her. It's a long season.
Very true. Guess that's just the joys of our sport. Some days are your day, some days you're not.
Exactly. Exactly.
We love it, we hate it. Next, we welcome Lacey Gilbertson aboard Lulu MPS Z. This combination were clear in the first round of our Grand Prix qualifier, just unluckily having a fence down in the second round, but super positive. This is a really nice mare.
Another 9-year-old coming through. It's great to see these two have a lot of success together. They suit each other quite well, and we'll see how they face this test.
Lulu, another very elastic mare. Really scopy as well.
She does it so easily.
She's so nice to watch.
Yeah. Good positive ride there at the triple bar. Yeah, I think Lacey met A exactly how she wanted and then coasted all the way through the triple. She'll really need to get this horse back. They were both clever to get those jumps done.
And Lacey knew straight away after that plank she'd keep going to get that oxer.
Very positive ride.
Just getting her back.
Lulu responding really nicely.
Really nicely down that line. Just coming up to our last oxer.
Nice.
Really, really nice.
Really
there.
nice.
Clear around there in a time of 75.02 for Lacey Gilbertson on Lulu MPSC.
Great.
That gives us our 6 clear. So 4 so far after the second half of our class.
Yep. It's
Kind
great.
of shows the orders in reverse of our Grand Prix qualifier. As I said, Lacey was clear in the first round of our qualifier. Just unfortunately having that fence down the jump off, but really beautiful round put in then on Friday.
Mm-hmm. It's great to see all these 9-year-olds stepping up.
Next, we welcome Kent Farrington, number 4th in the world, on his Mount Greya. 10-year-old mare. This combination jumped at the Rolex Grand Slam in Geneva of last year. Winner of a World Cup qualifier in Traverse City this summer.
Also won the Grand Prix in Le Ball as the lead up to the Olympics. I believe this mare is going back to Geneva in 2 weeks. I think this is her last class before then. She didn't jump the Grand Prix qualifier. She jumped the 150 instead. She looked fresh. She jumped great. I think she's ready. But she's always been a bit playful, and I think that gives her that last little bit of quality that we all have seen from her. And Kent just managing that so nicely.
He kind of just seems to be ignoring it and doesn't even seem to bother him.
Yeah, he channels it in the right direction, that's
Yeah.
for sure. Wow, she did that. I mean, not she, they did that whole line beautifully. She just gets better and better. She's only 10. We're going to see a lot of them in the future. Really nicely in 4.
She's unbelievable to watch, just watching how good she is.
And he just lets her go.
She's so careful, so scopy.
Yeah, really nice. A joy to watch. She's become so elastic and so adjustable. And they look like they just really trust each other. Really nice.
Really, really nice. They're giving us another clear in a time of 75.42 for Kent Farrington. 7 clears. That's a nice number so far. We still
Yeah,
have
we've got 5
left
left
to go. Really nice round there for Kent Farrington and Greya. Next, we welcome Ashley Vogel on Otis Blue. This is a 10-year-old gelding by Jagger Vanapalana. Previous ride of trainer Shane Sweetnam. Ashley taking over the ride during the summer. Really growing and developing together.
I think this is their first class at this level, and it seems to be a really nice partnership. They jumped the 3-star a couple weeks ago, clearing the qualifier this week. This horse was really valuable to the Irish team in the lead up to the Olympics, and now he's found a new home with Ashley, and it seems to be really nice right off the bat.
The scope is unbelievable.
He knew exactly where the back rail was. Maybe a little sticky there. She knows she needs to be positive here after the wall, and he just covers it. Yeah, I think it just caught up to them there.
Adjusted nicely into the triple, just having that last part down of the oxer. Plank jump beautifully.
Yeah, it's definitely just getting to know one another. A lot of really nice parts.
Yeah, for sure. And as we said, it's a newer partnership. They're growing together. You know, Otis is also,
Walk 6 strides.
yeah, big strided, very scopy.
Yeah.
Big horse. So Ashley is starting to manage him. Just picking up the 12 false there for Ashley Vogel on Otis Blue. As we said, you know, the start up, you know, going up the ladder to this level, a little bit sticky at the wall, trying to push back to the triple bar. And as we said, every fence comes up so fast. It's all about, you know, if one goes a little bit not the way you want it to,
Absolutely.
it's hard to regroup and come back together.
It's such
be
a
able
new
to take a
partnership.
second.
We saw such a great round from them in the qualifier, and this is just a level above that, and it's difficult on any horse. So those two are just going to get to know each other better and come back, and I'm sure we're going to see great things from them.
For sure, there's a long season ahead of us. Next, we welcome Katie Dinan aboard another previous mount of Shane Sweetenham out of the blue SCF. This combination coming together the end of last year.
Yeah, about a year ago. Shortlisted for the Olympics with this horse and jumped some Senior Nations Cup teams, and they go really nicely together.
They were second at the World Cup qualifier at Washington this year. Just unlucky.
Yeah, just barely towed it. So elastic through the triple.
Jumped the triple, really, really nice.
And she's really going to take care of this plank, it looks like. Really thoughtful ride. Yeah, nice. And she knew to move up in the 4. Out of the blue, just covers the back rail there so nicely. Really nice.
Really beautiful down that line. And then just moving up a little bit. With the only 7 clears, you know, time is also something people are looking at.
Yep.
Just picking up the 8 falls there for Katie Dinan and out of the blue SCF. Bred by Spy Coast Farm up in Kentucky.
Listen out, down to number 5, a score of 4 for Katie Dinan with out of the blue SCF. 35.87%.
Our first of 3 remaining in this class. Third place in our Grand Prix qualifier. Alessandra Volpe goes in next with Candy Luck Z.
Another 9-year-old stepping up this year. I think these two started competing together in 2024. Really scopy horse, but she's also really fast. It's not the biggest horse, but she still has so much power. Oh, that was definitely uncharacteristic from this pair. It's a bit hard to see what happened from here.
And just came around beautifully then the second time approach.
Yeah, and I was going to say Alex is actually really good to do a bit of a small circle and get the horse in front of the leg and then got right back to it, because those are all going to be seconds added at the end. That was quite odd from this pair, I have to say. Now she's just riding a bit forward after that and maybe had the front rail because of it. But great through the triple combination.
Really nice there through the triple combination. And then just important to collect yourself back to this plank.
Yeah, I mean, at this point she knows she's out of it, so she's going to ride all these the best that she can and maybe not worry so much about the time allowed before it gets a bit far away and Candy covers it.
Is the 5 something people can consider there, or is it definitely a 4?
It's hard to say. It's so horse dependent, and the Oxer's wide enough. And yeah, I think definitely on this horse, after what happened at Jump 1, she chose the right thing. You know, she's really just needing to go forward and making sure she has a positive experience. Again, the horse is only 9. Very big future ahead for both of them. She just wants to make sure that she has a nice experience, and I think she did a really good job of keeping the forward momentum throughout the rest of the round.
Just picking up the 12 falls. They're jumping and 11 time falls. As we said, the circle, you walk through the timers, so that clock keeps going.
Yep.
But I said positive, kept her canter the whole way around, kept that positive feeling around the course.
Yep.
Only a 9-year-old.
Exactly.
Next, our first of 2 remaining in this class, second place in our Grand Prix qualifier, Niall Nassar, into the ring on ESI Alley. This is another 9-year-old. We have a nice bunch of 9-year-olds
Exactly.
today.
It's so exciting. I think as 10-year-olds, they're all going to excel, and it's fun to watch. Niall is fresh off of his paternity leave. He has 2 girls now, and he's riding a blinder this week. He's on it. So I'm excited to watch this round. It's a really nice partnership. They suit each other super well, and yeah.
Put a super fast round in on Friday for the Grand Prix qualifier.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I think he's been top 3 in almost every class this week.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. The cadence of this horse is just so nice.
It just seems so smooth.
Yeah, I mean, that's also Niall. He's such a beautiful rider, but
Yeah.
the cadence of this horse is so nice, and he's been able to put the adjustability into him. Strong ride at the triple bar. He was good to get that done. And then he made the 8 really nice. He's going to need to slow down into this triple and this big mover.
Just unlucky they're having that middle part down.
A little too much momentum at A, and maybe started thinking about C. It's again, it's just splitting hairs. He did that 4 as good as anyone.
Really nice down that line. Just opening up a little bit back to this 11.
Yeah, tidy there. He goes on 6. The horse just pats the ground nicely for B.
Beautifully done.
I think he's cruising for the fastest 4, isn't he,
Yeah,
Ellen?
really nice there. Just the 4 false there in a time of 72.53.
Really nice.
11th, our fastest 4 faulter.
Yeah. Mission accomplished. He'll finish in our top 12 today.
He's really, really nice. Not overly fast either. Just so smooth the whole way across. I feel like every horse he
Exactly.
rides just looks like they're so smooth.
Exactly. He's so good at managing the stride and managing the track.
Next in, and our last to go in the first round of our $200,000 ArthramidVet Grand Prix, is Daniel Blumen on Hummersey. This combination were the winners of our Grand Prix qualifier back on Friday. Put in a super fast round there in the jump off to take the win.
It's a relatively new partnership. BC Madden had this horse for a long time for owner Abigail Wexner, and I think the horse really suits Daniel's program, and they go so nicely together. I think they just understand each other really well, and they're so fast in the qualifier, and it's really good to see them be successful together. It's a 7 done nicely. He's going to want to catch the wall with a little momentum, so he has the horse going for the triple. Nice. Setting up this turn nicely.
Really beautiful over the triple bar.
It was good to stay wide there, just keep the momentum in the 8. And then he's going to need to throttle down. And he's going to need to really kick for C. There we go.
Nicely done.
He's taking care of the plank. He's got the horse really set up. Gives him a little space. And that way he doesn't have to ride too forward in the 4. That was great. Pat the ground really nice there. He'll be tidy here, just to make sure he makes that time allowed. Set him up. He's come so adjustable now. He can do the 7 there, and he has the canter still. He's going to go wide here in the 7. Looks good.
Really, really nice there. Another clear for our winner of our Grand Prix qualifier
There
in a
we
time
go.
of 76.66. That's giving us our 8 clears into
Great.
the jump off today.
It'll be a good jump off.
For sure. Daniel rode that so beautifully. The scope on that horse is so nice to watch.
Yeah. They go so well together. Daniel's always riding forward, and Hummers can be a bit slow in places, and it's really nice to watch. He's really covering those oxers, becoming really elastic in the combinations, and as we saw the other day, they become quite fast. So it'll be good to see them last in the jump off.
I know, it's going to be interesting to see. We have a total
Oh.
of... Something spooky him down at the in gate there. We don't want him falling off before the jump off.
Sport horses for you.
Yeah. We have a total of 8 clears in the first round of our $200,000 ArthramidVet Grand Prix here. Thomas Joffrey being our first and only clear in the first half of this class. Charlotte Jacobs going clear, Alon Blumen, Ansgar Holsker Jr., Margie Ingalls, Lacey Gilbertson, Kent Farrington, and our last to go, Daniel Blumen. We are going to do a quick touch-up of the surfaces before our jump-off here, remove some jumps, get the course ready for the jump-off, and we will be back in a few minutes to watch the jump-off of our $200,000 ArthramidVet CSI 4-Star Grand Prix.
To jump off in today's $200,000 4-Star Grand Prix sponsored by ArthramidVet.
I'm an athlete, but I don't play with sticks or balls. My equipment breathes. It has a heart and a mind of its own. My equipment has good days and not so good days, and it's my job to be okay with both. Because my equipment works with me, not for me. In the saddle, our hearts sync and we become one. My equipment is my best friend. I'd do anything for my best friend. Ask your veterinarian about ArthramidVet for joint health.
My first goal when I decided to be a professional, it's to become like the best horsewoman I can be. It's really important for me to find a balance with my family, with the horses, that is my passion. Work with the horses every day to do what I love. I used to have like one passion was the horses, and now I have two with my daughter. So I really want to have this balance in my life. I'm Marie Ecart, I'm a professional show jumper representing France, and I'm Lola's mom. Be mindful, be present, turn on your brain.
Get the jump on the competition and see the Omega Alpha difference in your horse. The natural herbal formulas from Omega Alpha are proven safe and effective. Manufactured to the highest pharmaceutical grade standards in our Ontario headquarters, every Omega Alpha product delivers great results. Visit OmegaAlpha.com.
Welcome back, everybody, for this $200,000 ArthramidVet CSI 4-star Grand Prix. We're just ahead of our jump off here. We have a total of 8 clear so far. And then we'll enter into the jump off here. Thomas Joffrey, Charlotte Jacobs, Elon Blumen, Ansgar Holsker Jr., Margie Goldstein Ingalls, Lacey Gilbertson, Kent Farrington, and Dango Blumen. We have an exciting jump off ahead of us today. Ahead of our jump off today, we will run through the jump off course. We have a really exciting lineup ahead of us. Today's jump off course description is presented by Palm Beach County Sports Commission. Today our jump off will start over fence 13, which was our last jump in the first round. So starting off at the chest oxer down at the far end of the ring at fence 13, rolling back to fence number 8, then down to 9A and 9B, and then rolling down to that big vertical at fence number 10. New fence entering into the course here today, fence 15 in our jump off, a big square oxer at the far side of our gazebo in our ring, bit of a blind bend coming back to that. Right hand turn back to the big vertical at fence number 2, and our jump off will finish over fence 16, which was our triple bar in the first round reversed and now converted into an oxer. My name is Ellen Sweetnam and I'm here with Hallie Grimes.
Hello.
Hi, what do you think of the jump off course?
He's making them run around the entire ring. We have the line from the Dover to the combination to the skinny, which is the same from the first round. So we'll see if they make that a related distance. There's a possible 9 strides to the combination. It's still 5 afterwards, and then the rest of it is just galloping home. How tight do you dare to the brain juice jump? And then they should be able to coast home. They've made that oxer a bit rampy, and they're galloping towards the in gate. So I think we'll see some really fast gallops to the last.
And thoughts on that new oxer fence 15 coming around the gazebo? A bit of a blind turn back there.
Tight as you dare. Tight as you dare around the gazebo. Catch it on a little bit of an angle if you can, and then you're right back on the brain juice. I think the gazebo's actually helpful there to keep the horse's shoulder up, but it does make it hard to see the oxer. And then I think to the brain juice, you might see horses dive right a little bit, as they're not able to hold themselves as well as when there's an obstacle in their path. But yeah, you'll see Tommy gallop to jump 1 and then as tight as he can, but it is a wide oxer to take care of at jump 2. So here he goes.
Yeah, first in, Thomas Joffrey aboard Thursday. Our first clear in our first round.
He's on the gallop. Caught that coming right out of stride.
And just flowing down into the double.
Mm-hmm. I believe this was our fastest clear in the first round, so got plenty of foot speed. He's going a bit wide around that gazebo just to make sure the horse can see it. Caught it on a nice angle and just trailed behind.
That was something you pointed out before, and it's something that they might jump across that big vertical there.
Yeah, exactly.
Just picking up the 8 falls there for Thomas Joffrey.
They're experienced as a partnership, but I don't think they've done that many jump-offs together. And going first, Tommy knew he had to do everything he could, and I think they learned a lot today with those 2 jumps, 1 behind, 1 in front, and they're going to come back stronger from that for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Just unlucky with those 2 fences down.
Yeah.
Next, we welcome Charlotte Jacobs into the ring aboard Playboy JTZ. Charlotte ranked in the top 100 in the world. Really nice combination here. 2 of them are very experienced together. Charlotte just looking at a few turns here, seeing where she can make up time, where she has to take time.
Yeah, this horse is just 9 years of age still, so we'll see where she wants to risk it and where she wants to keep his confidence. Starting at a nice gallop. Just inside Tommy's tracks. It's a really nice turn back to the oxer.
And just opening up before bringing him back to the double.
There's the 9 I talked about. She got it done early, so she was able to keep him there for the double. Really nice. It looks like they've changed that to a vertical instead of a skinny, so it's a bit easier to jump, but not easy. Really nice angle there, and Playboy just responding beautifully. She's on it to the vertical, squared up really nice.
Beautiful.
And big gallop home. Wow.
Really, really nice there. Giving us a clear in a time of 39.63 for Charlotte Jacobs aboard Playboy JTZ. She rode that beautifully, nearly textbook.
Yeah, absolutely. Just picked up the gallop, and then the turns all showed up exactly how she wanted them to, and then maybe took a tug to the last, but she couldn't have done one less.
The last is funny. It's still a big, very square oxer, but it's also by the in-gate, so it's something people have to watch, that their horses aren't looking out to the in-gate and they're really concentrating on that big oxer coming home.
Or just too much momentum as well. I think it is a little bit rampy, so it makes it a bit easier, but it's like you said, it's daring you to do one less. Here's Akayu.
A little on Bloomin'.
That was
tight.
Really tight. Wow.
Getting that pace to 1, it's, do you go fast to 1 and go, not are able to turn as tight? He seemed to had a bit more of a collected canter to 1 to be able to turn super tight.
Alon's going for it today. Nice angle there. Turning her right back. Oh, just didn't come back the way he wanted her to. Again, she's only 9 and just doesn't quite have that experience yet. But that was really great to see that they're able to do that.
Just the 4 falls there and 37.89, but really a beautiful round for a 9-year-old, gaining that experience. Very tight turn back to that Dover Saddlery oxer, then back to that big Palm Beach Sports oxer as well, past that gazebo. Just unlucky at that.
Yeah, he just wanted her to slow down a little bit more than she did. It's like you said, the turn coming home towards the end gate, they all want to go. But one of her first classes at this level.
Yeah, especially with that engine revved underneath you for the the first half of your jump off course.
Exactly.
To ask them to adjust back and settle a little bit on the way home is harder to do. Next, we welcome Ansgar Holsker Jr. aboard Good Morning Bee.
2 a little bit more experienced. They've known each other for a while. Ansi's gonna give it a good shot.
Always a fast rider.
Yeah.
Coming to 1 with a nice pace.
Yep. Wow. Took a shot there and it worked out. Nice through the double.
Just opening up the canter now a little bit.
Yep. On par with Charlotte's tracks there. I think this horse is just a little bit slower across the ground, but Ansi's going for it. Ah, really took a shot there and it just didn't work out.
When you turn that tight to a big vertical, there's only so many, what stride is going to come up for you, what distance is going to come up for you, so you kind of have to take what you get, really.
Yeah, he knew he had to go. He knows Playboy's faster across the ground. He had to take a shot and just didn't work out today.
Yeah, just picking up the 4 false there in a time of 39.73. Just slightly slower than Charlotte. Charlotte is 39.63, but just having that fence down. Charlotte are only double clear so far and put in a beautiful round. Margie Goldstein-Ingalls comes in next on Deacon's. Fast combination. She'll definitely be on the money today.
Yeah, Margie's never been known to go for a slow clear, so she's always going to give it a shot. Especially on this very experienced partnership. They know where each other are at. They trust each other so much. I think she's really going to give it a go.
Yeah.
This horse loves to gallop, so she can really use that to her advantage.
And as you said, she knows exactly where she can gallop and where she needs to be a little bit slower and tighter.
Yeah. Maybe it didn't come up exactly how she wanted it, but she's still fast. Nicely through the double.
Really gonna open up here now. Yeah.
She's going. I think Charlotte was a bit tighter to this oxer. Margie's going to be on the gallop the whole way home.
Just
vertical,
unlucky.
that vertical plays such a huge role in this class. There's so many ways that you can just meet it incorrectly and take a chance.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing in the first round you wouldn't even think about it, but it becomes so difficult.
You're jumping into the stands and trying to turn back to jump that big oxer coming home. So just pick up the 4 false there for Margie Goldstein Ingalls
Exactly.
on Deacon's. 2 remaining. Charlotte Jacobs still stands in the lead. 3 remaining, sorry. Lacey Gilbertson comes in next on Lulu MPSZ. This is a 9-year-old owned by Seabrook LLC.
She's only 9, but she's quite fast, and it looks like she has all the confidence. She's very economical in the air. So I think if she picks up a nice gallop, she has a shot at catching Charlotte. But of course, you're going to have to clear other jumps first.
Yeah. Super adjustable mare too. She can really open up and lengthen, but also come back to Lacey quite well.
Exactly. Looks like she put a nice angle on that oxer. Very tight here. Got it done.
Really nice. Just concentrating on keeping that canter down here.
That was the same 9 as Charlotte. Lulu is very clever at the vertical. She knows where the poles are, and Lacey's on it.
Yeah, she's going for it. On those tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Came up so nice there.
Now she needs to keep the gallop and just be a little bit careful here. Great ride.
Beautiful.
Great reaction from Lulu. She's on it.
She's going for it. Come on.
There you go.
There we go. Our new leader. Lacey Gilbertson goes into the lead in a time of 38.67.
That was great.
Really, really nice.
1, 2, and 3, all 9 years of age.
That's amazing to see.
Yeah, they're all coming through and they're all making it work. That was really cool.
That was really, really nice. They're just shaving a second off Charlotte's time.
Yeah, wow.
Did a really good job there. The turn back to that new oxer 15 came up really, really nicely for her. She was able to keep her canter and just get that forward stride and trust the mare to get over it.
Exactly. She set up she was cautious for the vertical, but kept on the gallop and was really good just balancing and staying really tall and letting the mare jump it.
Really nicely done there by Lacey Gilbertson. Next, we welcome Kent Farrington on Greya.
This horse was probably the best 9-year-old in the world, but that was last year. She's 10 now. Like we said, this is probably her last class before Geneva, just getting ready for that big event. She's really come into her own this year. She looks incredible, and Kent and her are just a really nice partnership. They suit each other so well. He just lets her go. So we'll see how he guides this. Nice angle there. He knew exactly how to set up the turn.
So
wow.
That was impressive.
That was impressive. He knows where to manage her, knows where to let her go. Did that great. He's going to gallop over here. Just outside of those hoof prints, but he's on the gallop. Probably caught that better than anyone.
So controlled at the same time, though.
Exactly. And he knows he just has to take a small check here. She's so clever, and he's just going to keep on the gallop. Looks like he might be on that time.
Is he?
There you have it, just barely.
0-1.
There you have it.
There we go, our new leader.
Yeah, about half a second there. That was impressive.
That was so nicely done, so smooth. Didn't seem to... Yes, he galloped, but not galloping out of control, constantly having that contact with her.
It's so smooth. They're so in sync as a partnership, and he knows that if he gets her there properly, she's going to know where the poles are.
She's so smart.
So now Daniel has some work to do. This is a bit of a bigger horse, not as light in the ground as a Lulu or a Greya. But he was plenty fast in the qualifier. He knows he can take a chance on this horse.
Yeah, and as you said, so fast in the qualifier. Kent's round is definitely going to be something to, watch those lines he took. He was so tight to fence number 2. Dangling on a bigger horse.
Just checking out that turn from 1 to 2. The gallop he knows he can do on this horse, but wonder how tight he's going to turn from 1 to 2.
he can make up time in other places, as that, you know, at the gallop from that vertical back to that big Palm Beach sports oxer.
Exactly, and you can definitely get the 9 done to the double.
Just concentrating on keeping that collected canter to 1, so that tight turn comes up really nicely for him.
Mm-hmm. He's going for it.
A little wider than Kent's tracks, but
that was really good. To the double. Already turning in the air. He's going for
he's
it.
going for it. He wants 2 wins this week. Go on.
Don't jinx him, Ellen.
Sorry.
That was nice.
So
And now he's going to
nice.
stay on the gallop.
Keep going. See?
Oh,
37.17.
that was a great win for Greya, a great second place for Hummer, and a great third place for Lacey on the 9-year-old.
I know, such a good day.
That was a great class.
Very, very good to see. So Kent Farrington is our winner on Greya before he jets across the Atlantic to Geneva.
Yeah. I think he goes through the desert first.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we had a couple of jet setters in this class. That was a great win for Greya. That was a great class.
A really
Really?
good class. Really good jump off.
Good horses for the future.
For sure. We had our 3 9-year-olds in our jump off. That was really, really nice to see. Good to see up and coming horses coming in
Absolutely.
for next year. We had our 8 clears in the first round, and then really good jump off. Having our 4 double clears. Ken Farrington, of course, on top there.
Yep. It'll be a great season with these horses and these riders.
A really exciting season ahead. All these horses prepping before our season here at WEF. In our $200,000 ArthramidVet CSI4 Star Grand Prix. Ken Farrington on Greya taking the top spot, as he said, in 37.01. Daniel Blumen taking second in 37.17. So just outside Ken's time there. Really exciting jump off, though. Really good to watch.
Absolutely.
Lacey Gilbertson on her 9-year-old taking 3rd place. Charlotte Jacobs taking 4th. If you want, I can just run through them and then I'll read Ilan Blumen taking 5th. Oscar Holsker Jr. taking 6th. Margie Goldstein Ingalls 7th. Thomas Yofrey 8th. Sarah Siegel, our 1-time faulter, takes 9th. Wilton Porter, also on 1-time fault, takes 10th. Sarah Happy takes 11th on her 3-time faults. And our fastest 4 faulter in our first round was Niall Nassar, and he finishes in 12th place. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for our $200,000 ArthramidVet Grand Prix. ArthramidVet is a trusted name in veterinary medicine around the world. A joint injection that delivers cutting-edge treatment that improves joint health in horses and dogs, including both early and late stages of synovitis and osteoarthritis. Learn more at www.arthramid.com. I am Ellen Sweetnam, and I was joined here today by Hallie Grimes. Thank you, Hallie, for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Ellen.
We had a really exciting class today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Please tune in next week. We'll be back with some good jumping here at Wellington International.
And today's 4-star $200,000 Grand Prix sponsored by ArthramidVet, a trusted name in veterinary medicine around the world. Joint injection that delivers a cutting-edge treatment that improves joint health in horses and dogs. Presenting here, we have Liz Hancock and Michaela Arcaro on behalf of ArthramidVet, and our 3rd place